Here is a strange thought. The most personal feeling you will ever have, the love that seems to belong to you alone, may not be yours at all. Arthur Schopenhauer spent a chapter of his masterpiece arguing that romantic love is the one subject where the individual is almost always wrong about what is happening to them. The text is the 44th chapter of The World as Will and Representation, Volume 2. Its title is The Metaphysics of the Love of the Sexes. Schopenhauer calls it one of the most important subjects in the whole of philosophy, because it is where the deepest force in nature makes its way through human beings. His system starts with one claim. The world is driven by a blind, endless striving that he calls the will, and every living thing is the will made visible. The will wants one thing permanently, and that is to continue. Every creature, including you, is a vehicle for continuation. Here is where love enters. Schopenhauer argues that when you fall in love, the will of the species is speaking through you. The individual believes they are pursuing their own happiness. In reality, nature has recruited them to produce the next generation. The beloved is chosen by an instinct that cares about the child that does not exist yet. Why is the lover so blind to the beloved's faults? Because the instinct is not looking at the person. It is looking at the future child, and it does not care about your comfort. The sobering conclusion is his. Once the ends of the species are attained, the passion vanishes, and the individual discovers that they have been the dupe of the species. The illusion dissolves, and what is left is the ordinary person who once thought they were in the grip of something eternal. Schopenhauer calls the hidden director of this drama the genius of the species. It does not reason, it selects. Each person is drawn to the qualities they lack, so that the child will be more complete than either parent. The tall are drawn to the short, the fair to the dark, the healthy to the delicate. He even claims that every human being is most in love with the person who would produce the most perfect child. The heart is doing arithmetic the mind never sees. This is why love is, for Schopenhauer, the eternal comedy. Two people believe they are choosing happiness, and the species is laughing, because the payment is collected in the next generation. The individual pays with years of longing, jealousy, and disappointment, while the species quietly banks the profit. His analysis of marriage is just as cold. Marriages of inclination serve the species, because the children will be healthy and complete, but the partners often suffer. Marriages of convenience serve the individuals. The household runs smoothly, but the children pay. He quotes the Spanish proverb, "He who marries from love must live in sorrow," and adds that happy marriages are few, because the genius of the species and the happiness of the couple rarely want the same thing. And Schopenhauer practiced what he preached in the most literal way. At 33, he fell in love with Caroline Medon, a dancer at the Berlin Opera who was 19. The affair lasted, on and off, for a decade. He never married her, and never married anyone. Marrying means to have one's rights and double one's duties, he said. The man who wrote the greatest account of love's machinery refused to step into it. So is love just a trick? Not exactly. Schopenhauer's point is not that love is fake, but that it is bigger than you. The species is real, and it works through your chest. Your longing is not an error. It is a message from something older than you. Knowing the machinery does not dissolve the feeling, but it changes what you ask of love. If you expect it to be a contract for your personal happiness, you will always be the dupe. If you can see it as the species borrowing your heart for a while, you can love without being owned by the illusion. Schopenhauer would not promise you happiness. He would only promise you the truth, which is the one gift he thought worth giving.